being lucky and getting discovered or different things. It's about a conscious decision sometimes to be at the right place at the right time. My name is Adam Gaynor, and after selling 25 million records as a former original member of the band Matchbox 20, I decided to come to Hollywood and open an entertainment company called Creationville. I've shot reality TV sizzles, animation shorts, and even manufactured plush toys overseas. But when it was time to launch the company, I needed help. So I called in a few friends to help us all navigate Hollywood. This is Creationville.
I think we should live on the show gaffer tape a cat to your face just to see.
I always wish that the show never happened. Every time we do a show, but I think it's time.
Let's go
to do a little synchronization.
Let's do that. Let's do that.
Stand by. I'm gonna have a sip. Get a wide on the sip control boost.
Super live sip action. Group sip. By the way, I practice safe sip all the time.
And synchronization in 3, 2, 1.
There you go. Thank you, everybody.
Welcome to Creationville. This is it's the quickest applause.
You want more? I'll give you more.
How come it's never smooth?
How about this? How about this? How about I just keep doing it?
What's with the noise?
Okay, with this.
This is a weird
You
open
love it.
again every week.
I just wanted to bring it back to a stick.
Yeah. By the way, welcome to the show. I'm Adam Gaynor. You're not even a host. This is Randy Cooke, my sidekick partner, crime best guy in the world.
Hi, Adam.
You may know him from playing with such bands as Mick Jagger.
You know what? You keep saying that, but I've never played with Mick Jagger.
Really?
Never. But I did.
You've worked with him,
I
didn't
did
you?
record for 3 days. 3 days.
What's the difference? You played.
Well,
I know what you
recording
mean, not
musicians are very
touring.
sensitive about this.
I'm
I never
sensitive.
played live with Mick, but I did do 3 days of demo recording in a studio, and it was amazing. It was
I thought you were going
brilliant.
to say 3 days of prison with him.
Amazing. Amazing.
Has Mick ever been, can we call Mick? Because I have a cell and I call him for tennis. Every Wednesday morning we play a little tennis downtown LA.
We didn't exchange personal numbers those 3 days. Yeah.
I met Mick, not to name drop. Don't worry, you're going to be here. This is a 2-minute thing. So the whole first part, we have a mystery guest, by the way. And I'm trying to explain to the mystery guest, don't get nervous.
I won't.
The 30 minutes doesn't start until that synchronization. So we're a minute into the show.
I love it.
There's a pre-show pre-roll, which they'll see in 2 days after the show airs.
Yep.
So complicated. It's like sending Chihuahua into space.
Yeah.
It's not an easy thing with a lot of math.
No.
All right. So I'm going to say this, Randy.
Yes.
Mick and I have a timeshare in Buffalo, Colorado.
Oh,
True or
Lord,
false?
that is
True or
amazing.
false?
False.
Oh, you might be right on that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Am I right?
I don't know. Let's ask
That's what
Mick,
I think I'm right.
what's going on. I don't know where our codes are. I haven't even practiced the codes. Do you have a cheat sheet for me?
No. In fact, I purposely didn't bring one so that it would.
So is that loud enough?
Well,
I feel like my ears are weird today. Yeah.
Yeah. Certain sounds are louder than others.
All right, well, don't go crazy
I
when the
am
music
not
comes in.
a volume.
So, Randy, we have a big show. I want to get right to it.
I can't wait.
First of all, hi to the viewers, the listeners, the audience. This is a video podcast, a vodcast. It's pretty much one and all.
I like vodcast.
Me too.
I do like that.
Me too. Thank you.
It's annoying to say. I get angry when I hear that word.
Should I take a minute and let you go? I'm going to take another sip while you go.
Okay. I'm finished.
Let's acknowledge for a second on the actual program before they see the other thing.
Yes.
I want to say a big congratulations to you for becoming an American citizen this week. Yep, and he still can't.
Well, thank you very much. I'm super proud to be a part of the USA Club.
So proud.
Yes.
So what I wanted to do, we have 30 more seconds before our show starts with our mystery guest.
Yes.
But just fill in the blanks and let's see how true to the Estados Unidos, as my friends say.
All right.
You are. Oh, say.
Can you see?
By the. Whoa, I can't. I can't.
I just thought that would be
By
awesome.
the dawns.
Early light.
Okay. Oh, beautiful.
You're so super hot.
Okay, he's out. I'm going to call the government. That is not how that goes. But listen, Randy, we have to.
Who was the president during World War I?
Hoover, not Hoover. No, it was you said it, Woodrow Wilson.
I taught you that.
Yeah.
I taught you that.
No, I knew that.
See,
why would I
had to
be taught that?
Yeah, you did not know.
Of course, I knew that. Give me that. I can't say your name, but I almost did. All right, so listen, serious hats on.
Yep.
I'm going to read a little thing
Love
that
it.
I put together for the show.
Love it.
And if we go over, it's my fault because I've been bantering. It's about the right amount.
Can
of
I
banter.
start a little music while you read?
Let's go.
That would be really good.
Let's go.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Here's our first guest. Wow. This show is like,
That
we're
is
still not in
sexy.
sync.
Super sexy.
So our first guest, Randy, had it all. Raised in Philadelphia. High school prom king, voted best athlete, most popular, and other numerous accolades.
Yep.
Basically, he was a young man riding at the top of his youth. All of a sudden, a month before he heads to college, he gets diagnosed with type 1 diabetes.
Okay.
It's the real deal.
Yep.
His life is turned literally upside down. This was only a few years after his dad passes away, and at this point, he literally becomes suicidal. Not a funny thing. This is where we get in our serious hats.
Yes, of course.
He musters the strength to still go to college. He plays football, and he hides his diabetes from his friends and his football teammates, kind of in shame, which we're going to get into.
Sure.
He didn't want to disclose it back then, little couple years ago anyway. A little more than a couple years ago. Maybe he didn't want to bring that up. Maybe it was a little more of a faux pas to him. Yeah. He nearly collapses football practice and just has to really kind of let everybody know what's going on. It was all new to him, balancing school, health, and most of all, his life. After his first year in college, the year from hell, as he refers to it, he wants to drop out of school. He felt there was no role models for him at the time with his specific problem. He spoke to his mother about it, and he was going through depression and his desire to pack it all in, and his mom, very similar to my mom's story, said some sweet and tough love, little message. She says, hey, listen to me. You be the role model that you are looking for. You be the person that perseveres and makes a life for himself. So the idea is don't pity yourself, work for yourself.
Gotcha.
And that's what our guy is. He did just that. He moves to Los Angeles, goes to college, takes up theater, graduates from college, moves to LA to pursue a career in acting. But the guy doesn't want to wait tables.
Gotcha.
So he takes his athleticism and decides that he's going to take a job at the infamous Sports Club LA, where many actors, directors, and the Hollywood's who's who hang out.
Gotcha.
Wait till you hear this. One of the best decisions he ever made. Our first guest has had roles in Michael Bay's Pearl Harbor, Will Smith's movie Ali, Rise of the Planet of the Freaking Apes, Gimme Shelter, and even wrote a short film, strangely called Dick the Short, getting on to our soft corn conversation.
Right.
Let's learn more from the man himself, our special guest this evening. Please help me welcome Mr. Rufus Dorsey.
Amazing.
Wow.
That is super sweet.
Wow.
Right?
This is a crazy story.
Yeah.
Like, this is a beyond an insane, beautiful, tenacious story. I want you to tell me, we talk a lot about perseverance and success in Hollywood. We have a lot to cover. I want to know about your entrance to Hollywood. From what I understand, you didn't actually start out as a trainer in the LA Sports Club, but you wanted to make your way into the sports club. So what I want to know is, how did you get into the club to begin with? You're in LA, trying to navigate Hollywood, figure it all out. And what happens that leads you there? And what job did you first take?
Well,
welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Nice.
So I started out, I just tried to get any job I can. I remember working at Food for Less.
Yeah, of course.
So, I just needed some type of income.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I moved down from Northern California and with my best friend who was up in college with me. And so I just went to the local grocery store just to get a job. And they had me like pushing carts, cleaning up spills on aisle 5.
Yeah.
Sure.
Just anything, to get money generated in. And then, when that happens, you're always looking for the next best thing.
Yep.
And so that kind of led me on the path of, I was always in shape, so I wanted to get into fitness. And so decided to be a personal trainer or pursue personal training instead of being a waiter.
Yeah, sure.
Because I had the athletic background.
Yeah, why not? That's amazing, yeah.
So I just kind of connected the dots, just like everything else, in life. Just put one foot forward and just try to branch into the next thing.
But like similar to my story, you don't start out as a trainer. You went in on a ground level as a receptionist, correct?
Oh, yeah. So
that's huge to the story because
so,
like you're taking a job that may not be your vibe, but you're working your way in and working your way up.
Yeah, so back at the sports club, I wasn't certified or anything, so I just wanted to get in the club because this is where the who's who were. So I put down anything, and I got a job as the receptionist.
I did, man.
So
so
I was
good.
a receptionist, and just the whole thing is with everything, you just network. So people kept asking me, wow, you're a trainer? I'm like, no, I'm a receptionist. They're like, you should be a trainer. So then I said, okay, let me try to pursue this. So I talked to my managers, and they said, well, if you don't have a degree, you need to get a certification. So I studied and got certified as a personal trainer. And then I started that way. So, but basically I took whatever job they was offering so I could get around the people. And
you got your foot in the door, and now you're on the payroll.
Yeah,
you're just gonna switch jobs to a better one.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly.
So then you start meeting. You get into the club. You're doing some training after you graduate from the reception thing, and you basically start meeting some good directors and Hollywood personnel. Is that kind of how the connections start to happen for you?
Yeah. So basically, you start off at gyms. You start off on the floor shifts. So the goal is to go around and help people and correct their form. So I would spot all the big time people, but in general, just people in general, But then that was an end for me because I was an employee and basically not asking for a role, just kind of getting them to know my face and my name. And I remember one day I was doing local public TV, and I had a show called Acting for Actors. And so what I would do, I would tape these episodes where I would have guests come on and they would do a type of improv with me. And then at the end, I would give them a shirt or something. Awesome. So I would put it on all the TVs in the gym.
Oh, dude,
so that's when it was
smart.
the big TVs. Yeah. So people, I like to show people my work.
Yeah,
it wasn't like, asking for a handout. It was just asking for a hand. Like, see my work. And then that's how I went about. So people start to see me doing work and started to know my name.
And asking you questions and kind of figuring out what you're about, what you're doing. So your first break in the biz was an acting role in a movie called Rave?
Yes.
Is that kind of correct?
Yes.
And then you played a paramedic. You can tell me quickly how you got the break into your first role, and I also want to know what it was like for you to, what lessons did you learn finally getting your wish, getting into the door? What did you get out of that? Was it a great experience? How did it feel to be on your first set? Was it everything you hoped it would be?
Oh, it was amazing, and you hear the stories about people, offering you jobs in Hollywood. They say, I may have a job for you. And so one of my good friends that I met there, we was talking, he said that to me, and I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever,
He says what?
He said, hey, you know what? You're an actor, I might have a job for you.
Yeah, cool.
And then I'm like, okay. So then he gives me the address, tell me to send my picture in.
Sure.
I sent my picture in. I got a call 2 weeks later, went over, got the size, my picture was on the wall, called me in 2 weeks, and I was downtown LA shooting.
That's awesome.
Amazing.
Man.
So I just have to quickly ask you, no agent at this point?
No agent at this point. Yeah.
We'll circle back to that.
Yeah.
Go on. Just wanted to see.
So you get your break, and then what does it feel like the first day you walk on a set after you're kind of dreaming about this for your entire life?
Amazing. It's like being on a high, this is what you came here for to do. Yeah. And then, after shooting, you kind of descent from that high and you chasing that next. You're going to continue the work. But I got put in to the union. I was automatically eligible for the union because I had a speaking role. Yeah. And that's very hard in Hollywood.
Get your SAG card?
You usually have to get 3 union vouchers and everyone's scrambling to do this. And just to meet a director who I'm still friends with today, to be still that friend, but so we had a natural human conversation, and he just felt my energy and liked me. And that's very rare for someone to still be your friend, personal friend. 20 years later, and I'm still working with this.
That's amazing.
We're going to get into some of the bigger blockbusters that you were in, but I like something that I want to do. Do you have a tangent? You got a little tangent music?
I do, yes.
A little tangent? This is a tangent. So I think that, not my favorite tangent. You have the weird ones. Let me see. Yeah, thank you. So, I like just doing this. I like to get Rufus.
He's going off now.
Yeah. So my thing is, people don't understand when you're a working actor. It's like, look, I used to do arenas, theaters, whatever. You have this crazy high. You do a world tour. You do this whole thing. You go home. And it's quiet. It's super quiet. And it's a little maddening, right? Yeah. Because you're waiting, like you said, it's the high of working. You're on a set with 20, 50, 100 people running around, doing your laundry, you got craft services. Pretty good craft services on the Rave? Not bad?
Not bad.
Yeah, and then you go home, and sometimes you're standing online at the post office going, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah.
That was me. So that's my tangent, but it's true, right? Like you're waiting for the phone to ring.
Yeah.
Like in my thing, I'm waiting for the next record.
Right.
And I'm sitting, at least I felt more secure, but at the same point, it's not, you never know. Right. And like with you, it's like you got to be like sitting there going, man, you got to keep the hustle moving. And I know a lot of working actors, and it's a hustle game, right?
Hustle, boy.
Yeah. So, all right. So here we go. What advice we're going to move to the bigger dudes, but what advice would you have for young actors and entrepreneurs? Because look, you're a multi-level guy, which is what we like to talk about on the show, not just doing one thing, but you survived as an actor. I didn't get into the whole story about you working with Michael Bay. I want to get into the Will Smith thing. But what advice would you have for young actors and people kind of coming up and just anybody trying to make a mark for themselves in this business?
Oh, I would say just persistence, be tenacious, and, try to create your own opportunities. That's what drove me to write that short film, Dick the Short, because I was tired of waiting for the phone to ring, my agent to call. You have to be very productive in this business. And, I like to let people show that I'm doing stuff instead of just asking for a handout.
Of course, man.
So networking and just try to, create opportunities, do short films, anything to get work. I will still do a short film or something just to practice.
Yeah, of course.
You always want to be out there auditioning. You always want to be practicing, doing something. So I would just say try to connect with other actors. You may know a writer. You might know a director. Try to get a team and then start shooting your own stuff, little short stuff. Awesome. Anything that you can put out there to show people nowadays, put online. So it's so much.
Isn't that amazing
stuff.
that you have access to that? Like you can actually shoot something yourself with a bunch of people. It's pretty high quality at this point. And it shows your skill, man. That shows what you do.
Yeah, so I still today do that. I'm always trying to do something different. I write, so I've been writing. I have 3 other projects I just written. So always keeping it going, always hustling, always networking, always, because you don't know who this. I did a film a few weeks ago, and I wound up meeting someone from that film that put me on another film. Yes. And so, you never know. And just always be a good person at heart, because people resonate to that, Sure.
Tell me how you got the gig. So you worked on Michael Bay's Pearl Harbor.
Yes.
Pretty amazing, by the way. Gigantic, ginormous movie. How'd that come about?
At the gym, I saw Michael Bay working out, and he was on a machine. His form wasn't the greatest on the machine, so I went over there and corrected him and asked him, hey, maybe we should, work out with me. And then we started working out, and
dude, that's awesome.
And developed this great relationship with him. I used to hang out with him and Jerry Bruckheimer on Friday nights. We used to go out.
It's crazy.
It was amazing. And then one day he goes, same thing. I might have this role for you. It's like a shooting in Mexico. I'm like, damn. Like, hell yeah.
Oh my God.
And so I got down there, and it was amazing. It was one of the most amazing sets I
can't even
probably
imagine.
the best set I've been on in my life.
Epic.
Yeah, like if you see the boat turning over,
wow.
It was this big, it was mind blowing.
That's not like the Jaws ride at Universal where the
it was insane.
Yeah. I can't even imagine the scale of what those kinds of motion
pictures. And I would sit
like.
back there, if I wasn't working, I would just sit back there and just watch them. Like I try to watch and observe everything.
Yeah. And that's another thing that's important, I'm assuming, to be able to take in everybody else's roles, not acting roles, just the roles of like director, all of the different levels of things that are going on. You want to just kind of observe it all and absorb it all.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, maybe I want to do that one. Yeah. Maybe I want to, get on that side of the camera.
Yeah. That's our new catchphrase, observe and absorb.
And that's what made me like, and then I told him one day, I said, damn, man, you in control of all of this? Like, this is your... And he was like, and I, just proud and, to know someone and see them doing what you want to do. Not actually, like I did that short film. I directed, I wrote it, produced it, starred in it.
What is Dick the movie? Dick the what?
Dick the Short.
Dick the Short. What is that?
It's on YouTube. It's about what's the tagline? It's about a big time player who finally something, but it's PG.
Finally what something?
Finally learns his lesson or something.
Okay.
How many minutes?
13.
Nice.
So yeah, I put it on YouTube. So yeah,
Cool.
I won an award for it.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Yeah, that's
Thank
cool.
you. Thank
Anytime
you.
you get an award for your work, that's awesome.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
you can
yeah.
find that on YouTube. We should tell
Yeah,
everybody.
you can find it on
Dick
YouTube.
the Short.
Dick the Short, then punch in Dick the Short,
I mean, it's
Rufus
just-
Dorsey.
You know what's going to come up when you punch in Dick the Short on YouTube. You know what I'm saying?
I tried it today because
Yeah,
I sent
yeah,
it
well,
to someone, but no,
What?
nothing bad. No,
Clean?
no.
Okay.
A guy
But
named
you have to
Richard?
put-
What's going to come
You have to
up?
put Dick the Short and then Rufus Dorsey. So
Nice. So, all right. So, how do you get with Will Smith and his infamous movie Ali? And tell me a little bit about the story of what you went in for and what you got.
so I got a call from my agent, and they said, you're going in for the read for Joe Frazier. And I'm like, Joe Frazier? If you know about boxing, I'm like, Joe Frazier. I'm like, okay.
He's a stocky little, like heavyset, chubby, and that's not what our guy Rufus
And
is
so I
built
go
like.
in, and the casting director going, what part are you reading for? And I'm like, Joe Frazier. She go, you don't look like Joe Frazier.
He doesn't look like Joe Frazier.
And so I read for the part, I leave, and then I'm at the sports club, I'm stretching a client, and the phone rings, and I'm like, what's the number? And I'm like, it's, I think the casting director. She goes, Michael Mann would like to see you for the role of Floyd Patterson.
So cool.
And I go, when? She goes, now.
Wow,
They're
man.
downtown shooting.
You're like
Yeah,
mid-stretch.
I'm mid-stretch, and I
Wait.
look at the lady, I go, I owe you a session. So I run downtown, and they're in the middle. I think it was Will was doing a boxing scene with someone, Michael Mann. They tell him I'm there. He says, cut. We go like around to the back. He kind of just wanted to see me shadow box and do all the stuff. And then,
That's insane.
and then
Yeah.
he goes, okay,
That's
thanks.
insane.
And he walks back to the scene, and then I hang around for a little bit, and then I leave, you know.
Yeah.
And
Were you freaked out when you left? Like, that's it. They're not going to call me back.
yeah, I was like, damn, that's it. And
Yeah.
So that was your sort of audition. That was your read.
Yeah.
yeah, that was my
They
read.
just want to see you. Just
Because
move
if
your hands. You could have phoned that in, but they needed you down on the set.
Yeah. And when I got that call, it was just amazing because, you know, Will
course,
Smith
dude.
is from Philadelphia. And,
that's right, dude.
you know.
Fresh Prince action.
Yeah. So just to be on set,
This
talk to
is a
him.
story.
And,
I don't know how that
you know, he lives in the same neighborhood that my grandma lived in. So just,
Dude.
you know. So,
And
yeah,
he's a
yeah.
really cool dude, right?
Yeah, he was
Super
amazing.
Cool. So
I-
what did you actually have scenes with him, of course? Like
No.
No?
So if you know anything about
I don't remember the movie than that scene.
move, so
yeah.
Floyd Patterson was a champion, and he was fighting Sonny Liston.
Right.
And Sonny Liston knocks out Floyd Patterson and takes
it's
the
fight
belt.
Before, yeah.
So it's the fight before. So
Right.
when the movie comes on, you see a fight scene. It was just a fight scene, so
yeah.
he knocks me out. But I have an interesting story
Yeah.
about what happened on set.
What? Tell me. We
Okay, so-
like
Did you
segues.
beat his ass?
No, so I'm
Yeah.
fighting Sonny Liston. So the guy is 6'3", 248,
Yeah, a house.
250.
A house.
I'm 5'11", 180. So Michael Mann says, okay, so y'all gonna, you know, box, and he's supposed to hit your hand, and you're supposed to swing your
Yeah.
head back, put your head. So okay,
no, he hits
every
you with
every third punch he would hit. The first two would hit my
Right.
hand, then we would punch me in my face.
Yeah.
And I said, if he hit me one
Right,
more time
right.
in my
Yeah,
face,
you're gonna knock him
I'm a- so he hit me, and I mean, I threw a left hook, clocked him.
Wow.
And then I see the guy eyes
Yeah.
just like get bloodshot
Oh my
red.
God, dude.
And now in my head, I'm like,
What?
oh,
You're
out.
it's
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
So I wanted to run,
Yeah.
but I'm like, I can't be
Yeah.
a punk. Everybody
Yeah.
watching.
Yeah.
So we're fighting, and I just see
Like
him.
really fighting
Yeah, we're really
at this point,
fighting.
yeah.
So he throws a punch, and I duck under it,
Right.
and I'm looking
Oh,
at the
no.
floor.
Oh, no.
And next thing, something tapped me on my temple. I'm on all fours. I'm like, oh, I jump up. And then, you know, the director was like, cut. And they came in. They told me
They
I could
loved
go.
it.
They told me I can go home. They
Right.
said, we still pay you. And I was like, I'm not no punk.
Right.
I said, what you mean? I
Yeah.
said, my man kept punching me in my
Right.
face. But I think they on the word on the set that's how they wanted it.
Can I ask you something? I was about to literally interrupt you and say, by the way, that third tap was exactly what they told him to do to you.
Yeah.
Like it was like jab, and then make
Yeah,
sure you hit him.
yeah.
I swear I was thinking
Yeah.
that was not a set. That was a
That's
setup.
what I heard.
Because they wanted to
Yeah.
make sure it looks real.
Yeah.
And like you're sitting there, because if they told you that at first, you'd be freaked out.
Yeah.
Like, don't punch me in the face. So the guys told,
Yeah, right.
I was going to tell you that,
Oh,
but you caught
that
onto
was the thing.
Yeah.
And then Will came up after me and was like, man, you all right? I'm like, yeah, man, I'm cool. And then we had to do the scene where you see me get sucker
Clock.
punch. I was like, do I get a
Scared,
stunt
yeah.
double? They was
Yeah,
like, no. And so after the 16th time of getting, they said he's going to pull the punch.
But it
so
kept
at
connecting.
the first one, you'll see like it's a slow punch.
Right.
And I flinched the first time. And I said, look, I'm not used to people throwing punches at my face.
Right.
But after the 16th time, I was like, come on, y'all got this shot.
Yeah.
And then they finally got it. And so when you see it, it's, you know, so It was good.
Brilliant.
That's kind of crazy, man. So what else are you up to? Tell me a little bit about you got any social media? You got any stuff that people can follow you?
Yeah, so it's just my name, Rufus Dorsey, Facebook and Instagram. Just completed a movie called Clown Fair.
Yeah.
So it's about killer clowns and in my first horror film. So that was interesting.
Randy and I do that on weekends. We dress up and go downtown.
I love horror movies, so I'm so into this.
You got to check it out.
So into it.
It was picked up by Lionsgate. It's on iTunes, Hulu,
what's it called?
Amazon.
Clown Fair? Clown Fair.
Yeah, nice. And so I wound up picking up another film after that. So I've done 2 horror films.
So good.
And so now I'm just doing, like I said, a lot of writing, auditions for a play today. So yeah, I'm just
hustling it out, man.
Yeah.
How much live theater have you done?
I've done more when I was in college, but since I've been in LA, it's more been film. I've done some TV stuff, shows.
And do you like it? Do you like it better, worse? It's a different animal, obviously.
Theater?
Yeah.
Yeah, theater is no cut, no take two. This is you really have to be present, and I love that. I love
the energy.
Doing things that not scare me, but like forces me to
and challenge you.
Yeah.
Expands your bowl.
You really have to be locked in.
Yeah, it's a focus thing. It's almost like a sporting event because if you screw up, there's no do-overs.
Yeah,
so you're there.
You can. Yeah, it's no take two. Like in film, you can cut. You can edit this. That person out, but theater is like you in there. One of my favorite scenes ever I've done was Othello.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, that was for a showcase in my acting class, and my teacher suggested I do it, and it scared me to death. But then she said, "You'll figure out your partner knows Shakespeare," and she said, "Y'all going up next week for improv." Wow. So I was literally scared to death. But you talking about being locked in, where you have to. That was, so I know that feeling like being very connected to something and just saying a word. So,
I always got super nervous, as Randy can understand this too, is anytime you do a network show, there's really no do-over. So if you do, back in the day, I did Letterman or the Today Show, they don't say you screw up, it's okay. You sing wrong, you do. It's like, do it once, that's it. And like if you just do one chord change wrong, if you sing, it's there forever. Yeah. So like if you don't lock down that 4 minutes, so it's the most intense. It's the only time I was ever on massive butterfly, make sure you are, and do the song 4,000 times before that, but you still, you get that. Matter, you have to have your lines. There's no, I'm going to get it right tomorrow. It's like, and the last question I have for you is, do you feel the energy, like I love to ask this to actors because you're on sets and you do get the energy of the crew, you get the energy of the take and maybe some applause, but what's in the theater? You're getting something, that energy from the crowd that you never get like on a set. Right. Maybe you get it on a red carpet when people are cheering for you, but that has to be a whole different feeling to you, correct?
Yes. It's
addicting.
It's amazing, especially when you're very locked in and, you hear the applause. And like you said, on a film set, it's losing clothes. It's just a crew and stuff around there. So there's no editing on theater. So,
And how did you, I'm going to make a completely different segue here, but how did you get over your depression from the diabetes, your functionality as a human being dealing with it, getting into the athletics too? Like, can you give me just a cliff note? Because this is really important to me to throw into the show so people understand when you have, I don't even know if you call it an affliction, an ailment. I don't know what you would call it. I don't know if is it a technical disease or no?
Yeah, mine's is autoimmune. Yeah. So some people say a disease but what helped me is I stopped fighting it.
Yeah.
So what happens a lot with stuff, we tend to give into it or fight it, poor me, or this and that. Yeah. So I said, let me stop fighting this thing and let it work with me. Right. So I'm probably in the best shape of my life now. I use diabetes as a tool, as a vehicle to motivate me. And awesome. I'm not doing anything different than the average person without diabetes. You're supposed to eat smaller meals. Mm-hmm. You're supposed to work out. You're supposed to go to the doctor.
You do that pen thing?
Yeah. I'm just more in tune with my body because I check my blood sugar. So if you decide to look at the glass half full than half empty, but that's part of the battle. That's the battle with anything.
Sure it is.
And knock on wood that I have the choice with diabetes that I could actually better my life.
Yeah, man.
Some people can't do that with certain diseases and stuff. So I chose, after a whole year beating myself up, where I was so you get mentally drained and defeated. So I stopped fighting it, and I worked with it. So now I do a lot of motivational speaking for kids who have diabetes.
Awesome,
and I'm that role model for them that I wanted for me.
Sure. Give me that, man. And by the way, what a role model you are with all the things that you've achieved, being a trainer, beefing yourself up instead of just flattening out. And like, I think it makes sense the first years or first days or months of depression, man, you get hit with something like that, you know it's going to be a life-changing thing, but we know we don't let that define us. You know that whatever you get hit with, you're allowed to have 36 hours to freak out. Maybe it's a month, maybe it's a week, but at some point you got to kind of come around and realize this is what the cards you get dealt with, and now you have to make your adjustment and do what you did, which is persevere, man, and make a pretty decent dent in Hollywood. Super proud of you, Rufus.
Oh, thank you.
Unbelievable. Yeah, man. So I just want to say one of the major lessons that we talked about, Randy, today with Rufus's story, we always try to put something as a button, but we talk about being at the right place at the right time. But in some instances, it's not literally like Marilyn Monroe being at the soda shop and you kind of get discovered. Being lucky and getting discovered are different things. It's about a conscious decision sometimes to be at the right place at the right time. In my circumstance, it was making a conscious decision, even at taking a job answering phones at a recording studio, which was maybe beneath a 20-something-year-old dude, but your decision was, hey, I need to get in the gym, be around Hollywood's elite. You had almost the exact similar story. So my own story, your story, it was taking that job, bettering yourself, actually becoming a trainer, doing something maybe you didn't even dream about excelling at. And I just want to say, if you're not inspired by Rufus's story and hearing how to turn a dire situation or dire circumstances into something positive, then you can go back to watching cable and petting your cats or poodles like I usually do at home. Because this dude figured it all out, and you know, we all have moments of weakness, and I think that he just buckled up, beat it down, and he became a substantial part of Hollywood. So proud, seriously proud of you.
Amazing, Rufus.
And for those of you watching, don't let anything be an excuse from holding you back and accomplishing your dreams and goals. This is your life, man. Let's make the most of it. Thank you so much for watching the show. Randy Cooke, best sidekick in the world.
Adam Gaynor.
Psychic sidekick, my guy. Thank you for being part of it. Rufus, man, can't even thank you enough for being here.
My pleasure.
Remember, guys, keep your horsey blinders on. Look straight ahead. Don't listen to the outside noise. Stay in your lane. Let's do this. We're going to do this together. That's why we're here. And we'll see you next week. That's Showbiz, folks. This is Hollywood. I'm Adam Gaynor, and this was Creationville. Rufus Dorsey was my guest. He played a boxer in a blockbuster, yeah. He came to Hollywood to conquer all his dreams and said, I'll fight 'cause nothing bothers me. Rufus Dorsey. Rufus Dorsey. Rufus Dorsey. Rufus Dorsey. Don't forget to go to Creationville.com to subscribe to our industry blog that features tips, pointers, and your chance to win a free Edgar Pingleton plush toy. Thank you so much, and see you next time.